Join us as we explore the captivating history of the Jewish identity, unveiling its significant chapters. At the heart of the struggle for land and identity lies the profound story of Hazrat Musa, Moses. As a pivotal leader, he guided the Israelites out of the bondage of Egypt, where they endured enslavement under the oppressive Pharaoh. This exodus represents not just a physical journey, but a powerful narrative of liberation, faith, and divine intervention. As Musa received the Ten Commandments, these revelations formed the moral and legal backbone of a community striving for identity and purpose in a hostile world. Transitioning from Musa's leadership, we see Hazrat Yusa, Joshua, a courageous figure who followed Musa into the Promised Land, Canaan. After Musa's death, Yusa's strategic acumen was instrumental in leading the Israelites through a series of conquests to establish themselves in the land that God had promised. Their struggle for territory symbolizes a broader human experience, the quest for home, safety, and identity, resonating through centuries of conflict. Long after the time of Musa and Yusa, the Roman Empire emerged as a dominant force. As the Romans extended their reach into the Middle East, they encountered the descendants of the very people Yusa had led into Canaan. Under Roman rule, the Jewish people faced heavy taxation and restrictions on their religious practices, echoing the earlier oppression experienced under Pharaoh. As centuries passed, the region saw the rise of the Ottoman Empire, which controlled a vast expanse of land, including Palestine, for over 4 centuries. The Ottomans were known for their relatively tolerant rule, allowing various religious and ethnic groups to coexist under a system known as millet, which granted communities a degree of autonomy. This period provided stability and security for the Jewish and Arab populations, fostering a shared cultural and economic landscape. By the late 19th century, the decline of the Ottoman Empire led to increasing nationalist sentiments among its diverse subjects. Jewish immigration to Palestine began to rise significantly due to the Zionist movement, which sought to establish a Jewish homeland in response to rising anti-Semitism in Europe. This influx of Jewish settlers began to alter the demographic landscape of the region, creating tensions with the Arab inhabitants who had long viewed Palestine as their home. The establishment of Israel on May 14, 1948, marked a pivotal moment in Middle Eastern history. Within just 6 minutes of its declaration, the United States recognized this new nation, indicating that U.S. officials had prior knowledge of the plans. This rapid response suggested a level of preparation and support that was not coincidental. Following the declaration, surrounding Arab nations, such as Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Egypt, immediately declared war, initiating the Arab-Israeli War. The truth was more complex. Israel had prepared for this conflict, developing military strategies and establishing governmental structures well in advance. The newly formed state had already set up educational institutions and a functional government, indicating that their planning extended beyond mere survival. In the wake of the declaration, the Arab states miscalculated Israel's resolve and preparedness, believing their combined military strength would easily overwhelm the new nation. The swift establishment of Israel was not a spontaneous act, but the result of long-term planning rooted in the Zionist movement that began in the late 19th century. The groundwork for a Jewish state had been laid years earlier, including land acquisition strategies and the establishment of community infrastructure. The The support that Israel received from Western powers, especially the United States and the United Kingdom, played a crucial role. This backing encompassed military aid, intelligence sharing, and diplomatic recognition, reinforcing Israel's position in the conflict. The Zionist movement actively sought to establish a foothold in Palestine by acquiring land, often paying far above market rates. This involved negotiating purchases that sometimes reached 10 times the land's worth. Initially, many Palestinians viewed Jewish settlers as fellow refugees fleeing persecution, believing in the possibility of peaceful coexistence. However, this belief concealed the underlying intentions of Zionist leaders who aimed for a more permanent presence, ultimately leading to tensions and armed resistance as the true motivations became clear. As organizations like Haganah formed, Palestinians began to recognize the realities behind these settlements. The permanent establishment of a Jewish state at the expense of their national identity. Tensions flared, leading to armed resistance from Palestinians fighting against encroachment on their land. The situation escalated further, with confrontations occurring frequently. British forces favoring the Jewish settlers deepened the existing conflict, leaving Palestinians feeling increasingly marginalized. In subsequent decades, the wars that followed, such as the Six-Day War in 1967 and the Yom Kippur War in 1973, revealed a pattern of Israel systematically weakening Arab military power. These conflicts drained resources and morale from nations like Egypt and Iraq, causing significant military and societal damage. The perception that Israel was a formidable power was amplified by its ability to rally international support, while Arab states struggled to unify against a common enemy. The influence of Western nations, particularly the United States, remains a critical factor in the ongoing conflict. The consistent support for Israel often comes at the expense of Palestinian rights, leading to accusations of complicity in the suffering of innocent civilians. This strategic backing was evident from Israel's establishment and continues to manifest in military and financial aid that shapes regional dynamics. In the 20th century, the plight of Jewish communities took a devastating turn with the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi regime in Germany. Hitler's anti-Semitic ideology culminated in the Holocaust, which sought to exterminate the Jewish people. This horrific chapter in history was marked by widespread violence, persecution, and the systematic murder of 6 million Jews during World War II. The Nazis blamed Jews for Germany's economic troubles and societal issues, portraying them as enemies of the state. This propaganda fueled hatred and violence, leading to concentration camps, ghettos, and mass executions. As Jewish communities rebuilt after the devastation of the Holocaust, they navigated various avenues for survival and prosperity. Initially, many Jewish immigrants in Europe and later in the United States entered the scrap metal business, utilizing their resourcefulness to make a living in the aftermath of displacement. This early foray into trade allowed them to accumulate capital and establish networks within their communities. From scrap metal, many Jewish entrepreneurs transitioned into more lucrative industries, including gold trading. This shift not only provided financial stability, but also enabled them to reinvest in their communities and create opportunities for future generations. The historical association of Jews with commerce often stemmed from restrictions placed on them in medieval Europe, which forced them into certain trades and professions that were accessible. With a commitment to education and intellectual achievement, Jewish communities increasingly turned to the sciences. The emphasis on education within Jewish culture, combined with the necessity for social and economic advancement, propelled many Jewish individuals into prominent roles in various scientific fields. Figures like Albert Einstein and Niels Bohr emerged, making significant contributions to physics and mathematics. This journey from marginalization to prominence in science underscored a broader narrative of resilience and adaptability. The ongoing suffering of Palestinians has not gone unnoticed on the international stage, as the cries of children and families caught in the conflict resonate deeply with global audiences. Many view these struggles through the lens of historical narratives, drawing parallels with the resilience shown by Hazrat Musa and Hazrat Yusa against oppression. These figures symbolize hope and the enduring spirit of resistance, inspiring many to believe in a future where justice prevails. The Quran reflects these sentiments, emphasizing themes of justice and divine retribution. There is a belief among many that the ongoing oppression faced by Palestinians will ultimately lead to consequences for those who perpetuate it. This perspective fosters hope for a day when justice is restored, and the lessons from history lead to a reckoning that confronts the realities of territorial claims and human rights. In conclusion, the interconnected narratives of Hazrat Musa, Hazrat Yusa, the Ottoman Empire, the founding of Israel, and the experiences of Jewish people throughout history reveal a complex tapestry of struggle, identity, and resilience. Each layer of history informs the present, as communities continue to grapple with the legacies of the past, seeking a future defined by justice and mutual understanding. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might find it interesting. Don't forget to subscribe to Universal Chronicles for more intriguing stories and insights. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.